Good morning, Instagram. I don't think I've ever gone live on Instagram when I do my laundry. So let's talk a little bit about laundry. Laundry is one of the first things that when I was looking for a toxin free lifestyle, this was the first thing that I switched up. Why? Because let's face it, anything that you wash laundry wise, I did not realize how close up this becomes. Um, Anything that you launder touches your skin. And your skin is your biggest organ. It takes everything in. And so our budget was very, very, very small for switching out toxins and kind of revamping our household into a toxin-free environment, laundry was one of the very first things we did. And so one of the main reasons, at least in our household, is because my husband has so many allergies. I mean, we have a dog, whose life lives in here for the most part. This is kind of should be more like a sunroom, but it's a non-insulated addition to the house, and so it's now the laundry room or the catch-all room, or anyway. But this is also where we do our laundry, so we want to also make sure that everything that goes through this washer and this dryer, or even out in the clothesline, is free of allergens. When we do use a clothesline, so when the clothes come in and I fluff them for a minute or two in our dryer, we want to make sure that we're pulling all the toxins out, because I have a neighbor whose mother smokes on that side, and I've got some people next door on this side who are wonderful, fabulous people, but they smoke something that's not legal in this state, and we don't want that in our clothes. So what do you do? When you're trying to find some healthy, natural options. So for our family, we chose to go with Thieves. So Thieves for a couple different reasons, because first of all, it's all free from all of these things that you see here. So I'm going to read on the back of the other bottle so you can read on this one. So it's free from SLS, dyes, petrochemicals, formaldehyde, phosphates, synthetic perfumes, optical brighteners. So, some of you might want those optical brighteners in your clothes, and I understand that. But those are synthetic chemicals that causes these clothes to be brighter and whiter that we don't really want on our body. We also don't use bleach. So I've made my own little bleach mixture here, and you can take a look at that. So it's made with all natural things, such as lemon oil, lemon juice, hydrogen peroxide, and it does a pretty good job. I will say we don't wear a lot of white stuff here, but every now and then, we'll have white socks or white chonies, or something along those lines, or like my tank top yesterday had a 4th of July flag, but it was white. And this does a great job without pulling all of the colors out of things, but also whitening our whites. So I've made those. I've done a little DIY bleach. That can be another topic for another day. So, but pretty much everything in here I've now revamped to be harsh chemical free and toxin free, right? So we want good things on our body, so we put good things into our clothes. So also notice that I wrote diluted up here. So most people would say this is a pretty small bottle of laundry soap, and it is, it really is. But everything with Young Living is completely, totally concentrated. So I don't know that you caught that here on the front, but 6 times ultra concentrated. So I probably could make 6 bottles of this, but I usually only make 3, which is fine. It makes it to about $1 a load, which is, if you want to compare that with the other other brands out there, it's very, very reasonable. In fact, I should crunch the numbers. I should see. At one point in time on one of these bottles, I'll have to pull out one of my old ones, because I do keep my old bottles so that I can dilute it. In fact, I should probably get it. Oh, here it is. This is one of my very first bottles, and you can kind of see all of the residue of the marks that I had made. I literally took this and said, okay, I'm not going to dilute it. I'm not going to hack it or anything. I'm going to see how many loads do I really get out of this. And if you notice, it says 64 loads. And I honestly didn't believe it. This was in my stage where I was like, okay, I'll try this out. I don't know that I believe you. You know, are you really the company that you say you are? This whole seed to seal thing, you know, I wasn't very trusting at the time, in all honesty. And that's okay. I think you need to be that way. I think you need to question things. I think you need to do your own research. You need to see what is good for you and your family, and why do you use it, what you say you use, and why? You know, is it because your budget is so tight that you have to go to the dollar store and get your soap? I would tell you, and I would challenge you, that there's better alternatives out there that is even that for a budget, because I'm budget minded. I'm a math teacher. I'm about numbers. So anyway, I would love to help you with that if you have questions about that. But anyway, I did, and I got 85. Yeah, in fact, I should probably, when I get my next one, I'll see how many I can actually get out of it, because this must have been the original cap. You can see where my line was. You don't need very much at all. And I don't know about you, but our original, like, we'll say it wasn't Costco brand, I'll just say I got it from Costco, was a big, huge Costco size tub of something. And I'm not going to put down any other brands. I don't do that. I just tell you what we choose and why we choose what we choose. But I was also really used to the big, thick cup. Anybody else with that? You know, the big blue goo, or the big, you know, whatever the goo was. And I even got the free and clear, and we won't name names on that one either. But, you know, there's a few brands that have a free and clear, because again, Dan has allergies, and we wanted to pull all the colors out. We wanted to pull all, and I thought I was doing a great job. Well, I was talking with a friend recently, I think it was about a week ago, and her new husband also have a lot of allergens. They have a lot of sensitivities, and she was doing the same thing and using this free and clear brand, same exact brand we were using. And in fact, I should probably give her a sample. If you want a sample of this, I have it non-diluted sitting right here, and I'm happy to send you a sample. You know, you can see it needs to kind of be mixed up a little bit, because that's what happens when you have all natural chemicals. By the way, water is a chemical, so don't freak out when I say there's chemicals in our things. And I'll send you a sample and see how it works for your family, because what I told her is my husband works on machines for a living. You know, he gets into the grease, he gets into the dirt, and she was saying this free and clear brand that they use, yeah, it might actually really work for the allergies, but it doesn't get their clothes clean, and it seems like it leaves a film. Well, I don't want a film on my clothes, and I want my clothes clean. So let me show you a couple different things we're going to do. And I'm going to start this up, so it's going to get just a little bit noisy. So I do use warm and cold. I also use these little water crystals. I call them washer scent crystals. It's a very easy recipe. Look, it's right there on the back. So 3 cups of Epsom salt, a 1/4 cup of baking soda, and then 30 drops of your favorite essential oil that you would trust on your skin. Because remember, this is going into your skin. So I think I had picked Purification, which I have right here in my washer for a variety of reasons. It has like a citrusy scent to it. It's really great. It does what it says it does. I mean, listen to the name. It purifies. It helps purify my laundry. Helps, it puts a citrus smell in it. I wish I could just go, here, smell this. If you've ever been to one of my classes here locally, or made this for yourself, you know what I'm talking about. And I need to probably start doing more classes like that, where I can send you at least the drops, and you can get the other, supplies on your own, and then we can make this together. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? I miss my DIY classes. So anyway, why do I use this? I use this for a couple different reasons. The water here in my area is hard, so I use 1 tablespoon. So 1 tablespoon of that. That's one of the reasons why I use warm water, because I do want it to dissolve, but I also want it to have the good scrub power. So I've actually read a few articles recently that say that the Epsom salt doesn't help with the water, softening the water, but I also know that baking soda and Epsom salt don't hurt. Okay, so again, and 2 other really good things, or 3, counting the essential oils, 3 good things for your laundry. And this by the way, is super duper cheap. So that's why you see baking soda right here. You know, when I do, my bag of Epsom salt is usually up here too, or it's in the bathroom. But anyway, I make this on a, actually not a regular basis as far as that, because look how big this mason jar is. Okay, do the math. This is 32-ounce mason jar, and I use a tablespoon every load. That's a lot of loads. I should like do the math on that and tell you how many loads that is. But I don't make it that often because we're only a family of 3 now. We used to be a family of 6. That was a big family. All right, so then I use my Thieves, and this is diluted. So when I get a bottle of Thieves laundry soap, it makes 3. This is what I needed to back up because I hack it into 3. I usually put some baking soda in, I put some Thieves household cleaner in, and I use, here's my secret ingredient, and this is helpful for people who work with anything with grease and oils and stuff like that, Digize. So Digize is normally something we put on our tummies to help us digest things, but it also helps digest oils and grease and stuff like that. So I put a few drops of Digize in here too. Or you can use your Thieves fruit and veggie soak, which has Digize in it. So isn't that, yeah, I love this because you can use all of these different products for a variety of reasons and different ways, 1,000,001 ways to use an oil. So on Tuesday, I also have classes called Talking Tuesday, or I don't know, it's brand new, I can't remember what I named it. And it's a Zoom call because it's like, okay, I got this oil like months ago. I don't know what to use it for. And we talk about that. We talk about the different things that we can do with all of these oils because there's not any oil that I know that is only made for one purpose. So anyway, I'll show you. I ramble, I'm sorry. And so I mark it. There's a mark. I don't know that you can see it because it's one of those clear marks. That's it, guys. That's it. And it's about a tablespoon. I measured it one time because, again, math teacher here, right? So about a tablespoon. This fits perfectly, I think, in a 15 milliliter. Oh, see, and I'm talking so much that my washer's already going. So pour that in there. And shove my wash down in there real good. And normally the water is running, and so I'm rinsing out my little cup here. That's all I'm doing. Now, here's the good news and bad news with this. This does not make a lot of bubbles. You don't need bubbles to wash, guys. That's one of the things that it says it pulled out, right? You don't have those things that make the bubbles. Bubbles don't wash your clothes. So that is some of the good news and bad news when people switch to a non-toxic lifestyle. They miss the bubbles. Now, I will tell you, like with our shampoo and stuff like that, like it helps spread things, I understand that, but bubbles don't clean. So you don't need bubbles to clean. But yeah, so that is one of the things that I know people really struggle with. But that's what I do to wash our clothes. Again, I already told you about the bleach that we use. I'll talk about the dryer sheets at some point in time and the wool balls if you're interested in learning more. I run classes all the time through my Facebook page or also through my online page. It's stacykinnick.com. Very easy to find. So I'm excited to talk with you more about a toxin-free lifestyle, those who are interested, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.